Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to be talking about which are the top reports which you need to look at in a typical Google Analytics account. Now, Google Analytics is something which, even if you are, if you're in the product marketing, or even if you are in the marketing stream, or you're actually doing digital marketing, Google Analytics is a tool which in all these different profiles need to be looking at regularly. And hence, sometimes when you're getting assessed and when you're moving into different jobs, this is something which recruiters or companies want to know. If you're able to look at analytics account and understand which are the key reports that need to be drawn from it, so hence that's the focus of the video today. Now, first of all, what is the demo analytics account? This is actually, Google has a store called the Google of official. This is the official merchandise store of Google, and the analytics associated with this, Google has been gracious enough to open it up to people who want to learn analytics. And it's very simple. Just type, go to the, search for the demo Google Analytics account. You will come to this page, and you can quickly get into this interface. And this is how it looks. Now, the task here is to understand which are the top reports that you need to look at from this dashboard. Okay, so the basics thing, the basics here, it's divided into these four buckets: audience, acquisition, behavior, and conversions. So audience is really who are the people who are coming to your site, the backgrounds and demographics, etc. Acquisition is how do you get them to the site. Behavior is what do they do on the site. And conversions is what is happening with respect to the goals for which you built the website. And we'll quickly look at the top reports within each of these buckets. So remember, we're not going to do like a full full complete drill down of the tool. We are going to be looking at the top. If you have to assess the health of the website, what are the top things that you need to look at. Okay, so first you go to audience, go to overview. Okay, so we are on overview, and what you need to do is just go right back, maybe go right back up to a year perhaps, right? So go to, say, roughly a year, and understand, and then within this, instead of day, you can do month. And the first thing is to understand how the site has been doing, right? Because the traffic should definitely not drop down. And if you understand SEO, because of SEO, over time the traffic should eventually increase. So definitely it should not be for a healthy site. There should not be any dip, right? So that's the first thing that you want to check, which is understanding how the traffic has been doing for a year or for a couple of years. So, right, so that's report number one. Then uh, then you can go to locations. Okay, and within locations you can look at city, and here you'll get the top cities. So again, we'll go back to the month. Okay, let's go back to the 1 month duration, and here you get the top cities, which are resulting into traffic from where people are coming onto your site. So here what you can do is you can do some interesting analysis with respect to the bounce rate. You can sort the cities based on the bounce rate. This is how you would do it. So you will find the cities from where the bounce rate is pretty high. Of course, the traffic, the users here from these cities is not very high, but if you increase the rows, you will probably come up to cities which have decent, from where decent traffic is coming, but the bounce rate is pretty high, right? So this is a good report, which is because it will tell you the problematic locations. For a multinational, if it's just driving traffic across cities, it's useful information to know what which are the cities which are resulting in the highest bounce rate, right? So that's report number two. Then remember, we're still in the audience bucket, right? Then you can move on to, right, so this is to the mobile section. Here you'll get to know overall how many users are from mobile. So here you'll see that 69% of around 69% are from desktop. Now this is uh, slightly surprising. Generally, when we look at analytics accounts, mobile is actually 65-70%. So it's actually the inverse here, right? And I'm sure you, I mean, when you talk to the business owner, you can understand the kind of marketing which is happening, the traditional audience for the site, and then that will give you the answers why this is 70% or 69%, right? So this is a report number three. If you're looking at when you're looking at the health of the website and you're trying to draw out conclusions, like the top reports that we need to look at. Yeah. Then after this, if you just head back to overview, for this is from where we started. There are these other metrics about with respect to the pages per session and bounce rate and the average session duration. Now these are the engagement metrics for the website, and it tells you that, okay, average, on an average people spend 3 minutes, on an average people spend four to had every visit that happened, 4 to 5 pages were viewed, so which is healthy, right? If it was this was say one or two pages, or if this average session was less than 45 seconds or so, right, that's problematic. The other thing is the bounce rate. So bounce rate is also a key metric because it tells you how many people just came and just dropped from the site with no, without clicking on any website, with no interaction. So that's another key metric that you need to look at. So these are the important things that you need to look at in the audience bucket. Now moving ahead into the acquisition bucket. Now within the acquisition bucket, the main report is the channels one. Okay, so within channels, it will tell you exactly which digital marketing tactic is resulting in a good conversion for you, right? Because it tells you tactic wise what is, of course, what is the users and the corresponding session, but also what is the bounce rate. Just some time back we were discussing about bounce rate, pages per session, and average session duration. So these are the engagement metrics for the traffic, and then the conversions. So you get, this report will tell you that, okay, maybe organic is driving traffic, but is it resulting in a decent number when it comes to conversions? Social is driving less traffic, but are people more engaged? So that's a kind of analysis which this channels report. Generally when a digital marketing agency is getting audited, this channels report is one of the very useful reports that the company has, and it can ask a lot of questions around this. Then these are reports these are specific reports with respect to Google Ads, and the Search Console and social media. So typically SEM, SEO, and social media, right? So these, if you want to dive into the nitty-gritties of this, then these three, you can get into these three sections, right? What we would recommend within this for social media would be the network reference. Okay, so you basically get to know what kind of traffic is coming from the social network, right? So that's one key report within Search Console. So this has to be set up. You can actually get to know the queries which have resulted in in the in traffic to your site. And within Google Ads, you can look at the keywords, right? So basically what kind of keywords has resulted into conversions for your website. So these are the specific tactic wise reports that you can look at. Then uh, moving to the next one, right? So I think we've discussed some six, seven reports so far, right? Now we move on to behavior. Now in behavior, the overall you get to know, if you go to all pages within site content, you'll get to know, okay, these pages have got the maximum number of page views, right? And what you need to understand, analyze here is the time on page. So you can sort this based on the time on page also, okay? And you can of course, so this kind of analysis actually would be better if you're able to download this in an Excel sheet and all that. But you basically you get to know the pages which have decent page views and also have less time spent, right? So if this is a pretty exhaustive report. You can see the 635 items there. So you can download this and find out the pages which have decent page views, but have very less time spent. So that's when it becomes worth the while to analyze that page and do something around with respect to design or content to get you know people to spend more time on it, right? So that's why this is a useful report. The other useful report is exit pages, to understand from where are people exiting on your site, right? So if it is the cart, or some page like this, where you actually expect people to make a decision but people are quitting, so that's a matter of concern. So that's why we look at the exit pages report, right? So those were the important reports in behavior. And in conversions, as you can expect, uh, understanding what has resulted into the conversions, right? So these are the various conversions for, so make getting into this deeper and understanding what has resulted in these conversions is useful. And the other one, the last report that you would recommend, is the funnel visualization one, because it will tell you that, okay, how is the flow with respect to getting people to the final transaction. So this is the cart, then the billing, payment, review, purchase. So these are typical steps, right? After you've selected the product and you're moving into actually taking your credit card or putting your banking information. These are the steps. So this will tell you at each step what is happening, how many people are exiting. Yeah. And this is a very crucial report to, especially for the user interface or the product management professional. So this is a very crucial report, and hence we would recommend this as one of the key reports that you need to look at. So yes, that's it. Those were the main reports. So those are, say, 10 to 12 main reports that you need to look at if you want to understand the health of a website. Thank you.